results. This ain't just marketing. It's high-powered performance.
Amplify AI.
Hear the roar.
Call Lee at 850-299-1269. Amplify AI.
That bear ain't just for show.
Sizzling hot weather is here. Time to go shopping in some nice air-conditioned surroundings. I know just the place, that boot store. Ooh, it's nice and cool in here with a scent of real leather. Sweet. The Western surroundings and huge name brand selections will make you want to buy 4 or 5 outfits for the whole family, from the smallest to the largest. And why not? Their prices are the best in the area. Open Tuesday through Friday, 9 to 5. Friday and Saturday, 9 to 5:30. Remember, God is good all the time. That boot store next to Billboard Kia, 15th Street, Panama City.
Tired of boring merch and want your brand to stand out like the big names? Elevate your look with Red 7 Tees. They don't just print shirts, they create bold identities. They are a veteran-owned custom apparel shop providing the kind of detail that turns heads, using high-quality digital printing and embroidery to give you that unique style you love with no minimums or cookie-cutter designs. From small business to sports teams, if you've got a vision, they'll help you wear it proudly. Visit red7tees.com.
The 2025 Atlanta Braves are battle-tested, and every game this summer is a chance to get back in the fight.
Punch out towards third, backhanded and fouled around by Riley. Long throw. Oh, what a play by Riley.
Tonight, it's Atlanta Braves baseball, live from Truist Park in Atlanta, as the Braves square up against Matt Chapman and the San Francisco Giants.
Braves pregame 6 o'clock, first pitch 6:15. Your home for the Braves on the Gulf Coast, ESPN Northwest.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota, ESPN Northwest Florida. You found us inside the CBC Construction Studios.
Let's go!
The Afternoon Underdogs are on the air.
How are you not freaking out right now?
Good to the last drop flavor.
The Underdogs are here. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good afternoon, Northwest Florida. The Afternoon Underdogs are on the air, coming to you live, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We are live from the CBC Construction Studios. Visit their website at cbcconstruction.com. You can call the show. You can text the show from the Red 70s phone line, 850-215-6290. We are streaming on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and you can find us on all of those lovely websites at ESPN Northwest Florida. Be sure to download the app and take us with you everywhere. We're on iPhones, we're on Androids, we're on Google phones, you name it, we are there. Again, ESPN Northwest Florida is what you look for. Download the app, take us with you everywhere you go. And beach flags are yellow today. James Fife here in studio. With me today is LSU Jeff. LSU Jeff, how are we?
It's great. It's sweltering outside, and the forecast is supposed to be for rain, and I haven't seen any rain.
Raining in my house, according to my wife, so it's raining at least up that way a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Bone Crusher, happy Tuesday.
Hi.
All right, everybody, got some headline news to get out to you.
Breaking news.
John Michael Osborne, better known as Ozzy Osbourne, has passed. Ozzy rose to prominence in the 1970s as the lead singer of Black Sabbath. Known as the Prince of Darkness, Ozzy was born on December 3rd, 1948, in Warwickshire, England. Ozzy was an original member of Black Sabbath, joining the band in 1968, and was the lead singer for all of their songs all the way up through 1979. He released 9 albums with Black Sabbath and 13 solo albums. Ozzy had many known issues with drugs and alcohol that eventually did cost him his lead singing job with Black Sabbath in 1979. But Ozzy did sell over 100 million albums in his career. He was elected to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2006 as a member of Black Sabbath, and he was also inducted again into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2024 as a solo artist. He has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame and became a reality TV star in the early 2000s with the show The Osbournes that was on MTV, that we got to see him, his wife Sharon, and two of his children, Kelly and Jack. Ozzy and Sharon were married in 1982 after they met all the way in 1970. Long time to know somebody. In 2019, Ozzy was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, which eventually took his ability to walk. Ozzy did have one final concert, and it came this year, came actually earlier this month on July 5th, called Back to the Beginning. Ozzy Osbourne, dead at 76. Big one for me. I was a DJ for a long time. I was an overnight DJ at a little radio station in Morgantown, Kentucky, and it was some of the music we played. It was mostly a rock radio station, but we had some pop and other stuff in there. But being that I was the midnight to 5:30 in the morning guy, I kind of had free reign to go out and hang myself with as many ropes as I wanted to. So I always like to pump in some heavy metal sometimes. You know, Ozzy was big. Motorhead with Lemmy was big for me. And I think most of the guys at the factories who I was entertaining, because face it, that time of night, middle of the night, in the middle of a very rural community, the only people really awake with you are the guys working at the factory. So I think they were appreciative of it. Right. So it was gonna miss you, Ozzy. Loved the music. Any of you guys remember Ozzy?
Oh, man, yeah, certainly. I mean, War Pigs, Paranoid, Iron Man, so many classics with Black Sabbath in those early days that just left a huge footprint on rock and roll. I mean, calling him the godfather of heavy metal is an understatement.
Understatement, heavily. Yeah, he was, I want to even say that they were scheduled to perform at the original Woodstock back in '69.
Wow!
And they
formed in 60. Well,
they formed in '68 and had their first album release in 1970.
That's crazy. How do you not even cut an album and you're already getting invited to Woodstock? It's nuts.
Well, you got to realize Woodstock originally, a lot of the people there were just asked to be fillers just for a cool concert, so they were just like, yeah, sure, groovy, man.
I'll be there. Where is it?
Yeah, cool, man.
Upstate New York?
Yeah. Yeah, some
in the middle
farm?
of nowhere.
Let's go. Do we have anything like water or electricity? No, I don't care. Let's have fun. And they did.
So let me tell you what's interesting about Ozzy fans. And you never know who is one. I have a friend in Tulsa. I texted him as soon as I heard. And then I have another friend in Kissimmee, Florida. And he's straight-laced, button-down shirt, You just don't know who is an Ozzy fan, really. He kind of, his influence just goes everywhere.
Oh, it's because just of the persona that was even around the man and everything he did, how much trouble he got in, but everybody still looked up to him. But I mean, when you are the Prince of Darkness, of course you're going to find some trouble flying your way. I mean, who would expect, kind of not?
Yeah. I mean, I grew up in the 80s, and I got heavily influenced by the Doors, and then quite a bit on Led Zeppelin. I wasn't all that into Black Sabbath, but then radio play, like you were talking about, Ozzy as a solo artist in the 80s, and then definitely in the early 90s. Monsters of Rock tour.
Monsters of Rock tour.
Yeah.
92, 3, somewhere in there before they started doing Ozfest.
Let me tell you, I think it was 2 or 3 years in a row that was breaking records as far as attendance went. The Monsters of Rock tour was huge. And Lollapalooza was like in its infancy at that point.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Ozzy went to Brazil with that and had, audience numbers of 100, 150,000 at one show.
Yeah.
Not just, 150,000 people came and saw him in Brazil. No, at one show, that many people showed up. Yeah. I could not imagine... like standing on a stage and looking out at that kind of mass of people, that's got to be crazy.
You never saw him in concert, right?
I wanted to. I never got the opportunity to.
I can imagine because you know the energy.
Oh, yeah.
Look at the songs. I mean, Crazy Train, everything. He would play songs, and I'm sure he would just have so much energy. And then the band, the drummers, everybody, is probably surreal. And I'm not saying anything about drug use, but you know, I mean,
it was part of it. I mean,
it was a part of it. He kept going because the drugs are keeping him going.
He was on board.
Yeah.
He was more than on board with it. He was always like, I'm not doing it. Well, I don't understand why the other people say you can't do it.
Now, when he got the show, though, I had friends of mine, especially the one that lives in Tulsa. He was like disappointed. He was like, oh my God, like, because his speech wasn't that great, you know? I mean, he did not come across very well on the show. And my friend was like, oh no, you can't show people, you know, that he's not got it all together and everything, you know?
Oh, you totally can show that. I mean, to me, it's almost expected to have a little bit of a fried brain from Ozzy Osbourne. If he comes out and totally sounds very professional British, that's when you know you'll have a problem. Nah.
And you know that you say that right now, but you know, Theo Huxtable on the Cosby Show,
yes.
Malcolm Jamal Warner, he passed away. What, yesterday?
Yesterday, day before, not long ago. Yeah. I saw that one come across.
And he, if you listen to him, have you listened to him recently, Bone Crusher?
Malcolm Jamal Warner. I've seen him on some recent TV shows.
Yeah. He talks like so prim and proper, like I am so intelligent and everything. It's like. Dude, we know you. You're Theo. That's not how you sound. You're trying to act like all like you're smarter than, you know, thou or something like that. And I was like,
he is playing a doctor, or he was playing a doctor on a TV show.
Yeah, that was his last role, wasn't it? One of his last ones.
Certainly, yeah. It might be like his last real solid role.
Big role that everybody can kind of point to.
What is that show? The medical show. It takes place at some hospital in Atlanta. You know, it's a good doctor show.
Yeah, I don't watch a lot. I watch
The Intern, maybe?
I watch TV, but the TV I watch is almost 100% sports related, you know, so. But I mean, I guess that's why I work here and, you know, like not at GQ or something.
He's not cutting audiobooks for some romance novel.
I'd love to do that. That would be just hilarious, hearing me read that. And people just tune into it and be like, my God, why did they get that guy? Was Fabio busy?
Now, do you think that Ozzy was staying alive? Because he just did that big, huge concert. It was the big farewell show, the last show. All these people came out to wish him well. Axl Rose, Metallica, all these bands.
Tony Iommi was there.
Do you think that Ozzy was staying alive for that? If that kind of gave him that extra motivation to keep plugging along?
I do believe that, because there's a whole lot of, you know, once you get to older people who are sicker, because I mean, when you get older, you can get sicker. It's usually more of an older thing than a younger thing. And there are, you know, if you look at around birthdays, around Christmas, around Thanksgiving, the things that are important to these people, you'll see them, you know, getting to those days, getting to those points, and then just a few days after them, you know, they're gone. So I wouldn't be shocked at all if he saw that July 5th date and just, I've got to have this performance.
So people are inspired, and I've seen people where like family finally came together from like out of town to see somebody on their deathbed, and then the next day they pass away. And my dad saw all three of his sons come the night before he passed away, and that next day was his birthday. So he passed away on his birthday.
Yeah, he made it to the birthday.
He made it to his birthday, and I've known quite a few people. If you ever walk through a cemetery, you'll see people passing away on their birthday, and it's just the most surreal thing, because it's a 1 in 365 chance, you know.
That or usually just a few days after, even. You know. But not usually. You don't usually see a death date that is a few days before a birth date. You will see
maybe like 4 weeks, but
or after, because it's one of those. You can will yourself to live. You really
can.
You can to a certain extent.
Mind over matter.
Yeah. And that's really what he had there. You know, being diagnosed with Parkinson's in 2019, you know, really took a hard toll on him. And somebody that was already having, you know, he had a bunch of back issues, you know, from falling off stages and things like that. So he was already having a hard enough time being mobile.
Yeah.
And then, you're hit with Parkinson's at that age, in that kind of condition. It's not great. Did you see him at all for that final concert? How they basically had him, locked into a chair? That's basically what they had to do, because if he fell over, the only way he's getting back up is somebody going out and picking him up. And, he didn't want that. He didn't want somebody like coming him out and picking him up like a feeble old man.
And it's sad to see people, I don't want to say wane away, but like Gene Hackman passed away, a month and a half ago?
Yeah.
It was end of May.
February.
They found him in June.
Yeah. I was in Holland when it happened. That was February, March, and he'd probably.
That's what it was. They found him in March, but he passed away probably the last few days in February. Yeah. So to see like him with Alzheimer's and everything, he was out of the picture, and you didn't see him how he was towards the end. It really was sad.
Yeah, that's another hard one to deal with, is Alzheimer's, because people can. I guess it's almost even harder because people are still physically there with you. Mm-hmm. Like, you can take them on a walk and you can go do all of these wonderful things with them that you remember doing and that they might or might not remember doing with you. But at that time, they might know you, they might not know you. But the best thing you can do is just spend the time with them as they are.
I could tell you all about it because my mom passed away.
My grandmother had awful Alzheimer's.
And the weird part about Parkinson's is, I didn't know anything about Parkinson's. Then I had an uncle pass away, and right now I have a cousin who has it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look into it, keep your blood work up, man. Make sure they're watching for it. It can be hereditary.
Yeah, you're right.
So,
blood work. Just amazing what blood work's doing nowadays.
Yeah, because, they can now do, those DNA sequencings and those samples of just small little blood works and go, we can look at this, and this DNA pattern gives you a 40% chance of breast cancer or something. It's just like, okay, glad to know that, but at least it's one of those good, bad things, you need to keep up with your health, need to check your health, people, and you might want to know some of these things that might be bad for you. That way you can kind of help prevent or at least push back some of these bad things that might happen to, any of us, because that's what life is.
And me being from Louisiana, the hardest thing is the doctor tells you, don't stop drinking. Sometimes it is like that.
Doc, I'm in New Orleans. That's a horrible time to tell me this.
It's like, really? Do you hate me?
Doc, it's called Bourbon Street, Doc.
No, it's actually, you need to eat better. You need to eat less salt, less sauces or something like that. No, less fried food and all that, and Louisiana people are like, I've been doing this my whole life. I've got it under control. They really just do not listen when it comes to telling people to eat like a diet, restrictive diet. Now, we're in Louisiana. Sorry.
Oh, God, yeah. Exactly. It's like that a lot of places, though, It's like, it's great. Don't eat it. Doc, you ruin it for me, man. Why am I living here if I can't enjoy all this great stuff?
I saw a meme and it was like something like he said he says the doc asks him, are you drinking? And he goes, yeah, and then he's like, are you mad at me, Doc?
No, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. Thanks, Doc. That made me actually feel worse. Good job. All right. Sad news. World marches on. So let's get into a bit of the news for the day. So, big news, or I guess not big news, coming out of the Cincinnati Bengals camp. Hendrickson will not be reporting to camp without a new deal with the Bengals. Why haven't the Bengals figured this one out yet? If they just would have paid him at the end of last season, we'll give you $30 million each, $30 million a year. If you would have done that at the end of last season before the Super Bowl kicked off, you could have had Hendrickson 3 years, $90 million. And at the time, he would have been, the highest paid defensive player, I do believe, at the time, if you would have done that. Now, if you make that offer to him, he's behind at least, 2 or 3 people? He'll be behind TJ Watt. So it's one of those, you could have saved yourself $30, $40 million
So this is
just by going in and agreeing on this even sooner.
This is the Bengals, right?
This is Cincinnati Bengals, yes.
Okay. And you know about their first-round draft pick?
Yeah, who do they take?
A Texas A&M defensive player.
Oh, and we're on the
first
hold,
round.
and on the holdout due to wording in the contract.
Yeah, it's about holding back guaranteed pay.
Yeah, I don't. That's a bad look. That's a bad idea. That's a bad look.
And they're holding to their,
That's a weird
stance.
hill to die on. I mean, for me, the NFL not having fully guaranteed contracts is kind of weird in general, because if you look at it, the NFL has a weird concoction on how you get to the salary cap, because not everything is set out to an annual AAV, which then just has everything like at a hard cap, at a hard number. And I don't like how the NFL does that. To me, it just makes the salary cap not real, because it's so easy to play with, so easy to manipulate.
Yeah.
Because you can take a guy and be like, oh, his $2 million signing bonus next year. Well, we're going to free that $2 million up for next season because we got $2 million that we can spend this season. So we're going to take that signing bonus, make it not a signing bonus, make it part of this year's pay, and we're going to move it to this year so we can free up $2 million next year. How fake is that?
Yeah.
That's not a real cap. That's just way too easy to play with. So I mean, they can make the room. They can make it happen.
I don't believe in deferred pay. No, I believe it also to be flatlined, and
that is something that Major League Baseball needs to get a serious hold of with the Dodgers and the deferred payments. It needs to be set up to, you sign them for 8 years. All of that money goes out in that 8 years. None of this, kicking it down. Now, if we get to a point where it's like year 7 of 8 and, Bobby says, I'm ready to retire, coach. I'm ready to retire, team. And he retires. Okay, then you can have contract negotiations of, extending the pay instead of like the $8 million over the next year, just spread it out over, Bobby Bonilla, 20 years.
Well, as far as guaranteed pay, I think, how you go out to a restaurant and tip is 15 or 20%, as you feel, right?
Right.
I think there needs to be a set number that they just need to pick, and they say, okay, on rookie contracts, this is the percentage that everybody should become accustomed to. This should be the standard. And then on veteran contracts, this should be the percentage of guaranteed money on these type of contracts. And then there's no, 0% and there's no 80% as far as guaranteed money goes. And there are some people who get lazy, even when they're veterans and everything.
Yeah.
And then the worst one I've ever seen, just going into the league, and he's the LSU guy, is Ben Simmons. He's the most laziest person I've ever seen as far as getting paid and then not doing anything.
Yeah, and I mean, and then you got managers out there like John Elway with the Broncos, who tries to get guys in with we'll give you the minimum wage, $800,000, but we're going to throw in a whole bunch of bonuses to you as long as here's a sign-in bonus, here's you get enough sacks bonus, here's you get enough tackles bonus. But if you get a guy in and don't play him, what are good are those bonuses? So it's kind of a two-way street there that I think it's way too manipulated for me. Yeah. It just needs to be more ironed out, similar to like the NBA and the NHL, where it's like, okay, 8 years, $80 million, that's $10 million a year. That's how it's settled out. You can't, take that $8 million in the last year and spread it amongst the front years and front load it and back load it. No, all evened out.
So I think
all goes forward.
Drew Brees was doing that a little bit, and then Alvin Kamara. He's totally doing that.
Saints were bad about backloading contracts because they'd get guys in for the first 3 years, here's your $1 million, and then at year number 10, we'll pay you $10 million. It's yeah, but that guy's already 30. You just signed. In 10 years when he's 40, is he really going to be worth that $10 million at a 40-year-old body? Probably not. But hey, if you're building for now and not for the future, it's a build now type system. Not big on it myself, but some teams have made it work.
Yeah.
Some teams haven't.
Yeah.
It's just how the old cookie crumbles. What do we got coming up next? Let's have a Braves update. Braves 2-2 over the weekend. But We will get into that when we come back. This is the Afternoon Underdogs coming to you live from the CBC Construction Studios, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Reach out and smack someone. Call or text now. 850-215-6290. The Red 7T's studio line. Only 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida could bring sports fans like you and app this powerful. The sports content you crave is always on. Live stream us everywhere you go. Now with upgraded programming and live game schedules, you'll always know when the Atlanta Braves and your favorite games are playing. Plus, interact with our local hosts in real time and so much more. The new app for the sports fanatic is available at the Apple Store and Google Play. From 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Tuesday afternoon. The rest of the day, a possibility of thunderstorms and light sprinkles in 93 with a gentle breeze around 10 miles per hour coming out of the west. For tonight, very light rain and possible thunderstorms and a low near 81. Tomorrow, definite thunderstorms and moderate rain and a high around 90. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hi folks, it's Tracy from Tracy's Fine Jewelry. Santa called and he asked me to help everyone get ready for Christmas and avoid the stress and rush. So we've stocked the store and slashed the prices. All color gemstone jewelry is on sale now at 60% off. Emeralds, rubies, sapphires, amethysts, blue topaz, tanzanites, opals, and many more. And with just 20% down, we'll hold your sparkle until Christmas. Tracy's Fine Jewelry takes the stress out of the holidays. So shop now where Santa shops during our Christmas in July sale at Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
Ellis Agency Insurance has been serving Panama City and Bay County for years. They offer a full line of affordable insurance coverage of all types. Many people are attracted to Ellis Agency Insurance because of their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Call independent agent Johnny Ellis for a true comparison of your personal or business insurance. Ellis Agency Insurance at the Old Cullen Insurance location, 1134 Harrison Avenue, across from Dandy Donuts in Delhi. Call 763-1627.
Broadcasting from the CBC Construction Studios. For the A.
Deep right center field, and is gone!
Your spot for the Atlanta Braves on the Gulf Coast. Listen live nights and weekends. This is Braves Country. Now back to the Afternoon Underdogs. ESPN Northwest Florida.
You are tuned into the Afternoon Underdogs, coming to you live, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida from beautiful Panama City Beach. You are listening to us live from the CBC Construction Studios. Give them a visit, cbcconstruction.com. The Red 7T's phone line is how you can get a hold of the show. You can call us, you can text us, 850-215-6290. We are streaming on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Download the app. Take us with you everywhere you go. And be sure to visit the website, espnpc.com. And ESPN Northwest Florida is your home for the Braves on the Gulf Coast. Braves in action tonight, 6 o'clock for pregame festivities right here after the Afternoon Underdogs. First pitch, 6:15 against the Giants, playing in Truist Park. So we are back to Braves action. I got to talk to you guys a little bit about the Braves before the second half started, and we have played 4 games since, so let's just go over a little bit of a quick review on what we have missed in the last 4 games. So it was a weekend stand against the New York Yankees in Truist Park, so the Braves get to be the home team. Braves coming out strong from the All-Star break, a 7-3 victory over the New York Yankees. Spencer Strider looking absolutely great that game against the Yankees. 6 innings pitched, only given up 3 hits, not even 3 runs, just 3 hits, 8 strikeouts, 3 walks. Man, did he look good in that 7-3 victory for the Atlanta Braves. Then we roll over to Saturday. Not quite as pretty of a picture. Lots of scoring for the day. 12-9 victory for the New York Yankees. Raisel Iglesias takes the loss for the game. That is loss number 6 that is given to Raisel Iglesias. Now, 6 losses, you don't really look at it and say, that's not too bad. Now, the thing that makes this bad, though, is he was the guy that was your closer for the beginning of the season, lost that job from blowing too many saves, still kind of a set-up role guy now, but still throwing up losses. You don't. So, here's how this works when you're a reliever, or here's how you want it to work when you're a reliever. You want to hold, you want to save, or if you're behind, you want to win. Losses are for starters, or at least you want them to be for starters if you're a relieving pitcher, because you want to come in with the win and hold on to it. Or you want to come in and help the team get to a win. But to be the guy that only comes in for one inning, because let's face it, nowadays, good closers will get 2 innings if you get into the middle of the game. If you're a setup guy, or if you're the actual closer, you're in for 1 inning. So getting that L, that just means you had one really bad inning. And when your job for the day, and your job for every single day, is pitching 1 inning, you've got to make that 1 inning count. Raisel Iglesias lately, he has not been making that 1 inning count. 1 inning pitched against the Yankees. 2 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned runs, one of them happening so to be a home run. That is some ugly numbers. Then we'll move on to Sunday. Much closer game, little bit of a lower scoring game, 4-2 loss for the Braves to the New York Yankees. Garrett Holmes takes his 9th loss on the season. He's a project piece, I get it. I'm not ready to exactly abandon him yet on a 4-9 season. That's not a great number there. But if you look at it, he's got an ERA at 2.93 when he's pitching at home. He's not looking bad when he's at home. When he's on the road, not as pretty. But while he is home, he looks good. It's a piece that it's a little bit of a struggle right now. He's getting a little bit older, so I don't know how much more you can really look at him as a developmental piece versus this is just what he is. But you can't give up on him right now because the Braves need pitching help. And he's there pitching, and he's not doing the worst job of the group, so you got to stick with him. Hopefully he will catch a little bit of fire, and or the Braves behind him, the Braves in front of him will get some runs, because that is also another thing with the Braves, is they're not allowing a whole lot of runs, but they're also not getting a whole lot of runs. And the Braves last night taking on the San Francisco Giants, get back into the win column, a 9-5 victory over the Giants. Bryce Elder gets win number 4 on the season, and Elder is one of the guys that I am looking at the Braves and going, man, he's on the roster, but what you gonna do with him? Younger, a little bit younger, than Holmes, so still a piece that you're looking on growing and developing. But I got to say, from this year to last year, I didn't see regression, but I've not seen a step forward either. So we are seeing him pitch well. We're not seeing him pitch great yet. And if you're just going to rely on him maybe being kind of a back-end guy, number 4, number 5, maybe even being that number 6 guy that you bounce up and down between the minor leagues and the major leagues like we're going to be seeing here in the future because we need more pitchers, he's a great spot for that. But he's not exactly a guy that I want to run out there as a 1, 2, or even number 3 kind of guy. So the Braves, with their pitching woes right now, it is not pretty. If we just look at the last 7 games, which is, we'll just look at the last 7 days, which will cover the last 4 games because we had the All-Star break. The Braves, with their ERA, not a good number. If you look at the team ERA coming out right now, it is a 5.75 over the last 4 games. So that means you need to be scoring 6 runs a game to be winning because you are giving up 5 3/4. Now, I said Spencer Strider looking good. He had an excellent game against the Yankees. Joey Wentz had kind of a bullpen on what we want to call a bullpen game for that start against the Giants, but more than a bullpen game because he did give the Braves a full 4 innings, so that was very nice of him to save some bullpen arms behind him by going out and throwing those 4 innings. Only gave up 2 hits. No runs. That's great. Looking good. Now, if we head on into the back end, if we look into the relief pitchers, oh boy. Oh boy. Aaron Bummer over the week, a 16.2 ERA. Raisel Iglesias over the week, an 18. Eloy de Los Santos, an 18. Wander Suero, an 18. Ooh, that's a lot of double-digit numbers out of a pitching squad. Not pretty, boys. Gotta get those hits under control. Not giving up a whole lot of home runs, 6 home runs over 4 games. That's a little bit more. You're used to seeing about 1 1.25. So not high amount of home runs given up. So they're not giving up the home run ball. But the problem is they are giving up hits. 40 hits in 4 games. That's 10 hits a game. That's a lot of hits to be given up. Double digits in every game. That is where you are going to see some problems because the batting. Let's go over to the batting. Last 7 games. Batting has gotten a little bit better. I don't want to say a lot because it's not gotten a lot better. Has improved a little bit. 260 now over the last 4 games for the Braves. Sean Murphy looking hot. Sean Murphy playing hot. Got a 444. Drake Baldwin also looking good. So the 2 guys that are catching the ball have over 400 on the average. That's kind of weird. Usually you don't rely on catchers to be your guy of offense because usually they're out there catching. They're catching a lot of fastballs. You catch a lot of those fastballs with that hand, that left hand, I bet it starts getting kind of numb towards the end of the game. Kind of probably hard to hold on to a bat or feel a bat whenever you're trying to swing. So seeing them batting well gives you some kind of hope. Ronald Acuna coming back out from that kind of collapse that he had there right before the All-Star break. A 385 over the week, and he gets a home run on top of that. Now, the guy that I have been harping on because he has just been playing awful this whole season because he has just been bad, Ozzie Albies, having a nice little streak this 4 game. Got a 308 batting average with 2 home runs. Man, Ozzie, good to see you again, buddy. I thought you were just kind of hanging out at second collecting a paycheck. I didn't actually realize you were going to come back and play. Much appreciated. Burn. So the Braves, keep on, guys. Keep on keeping on. Because it's a season. We still got a ways to go, guys.
So I have a problem. So
what is it? Tell me.
Horrible start in April, right?
Horrible.
And then May, you look, oh, maybe we might turn it around. We have the players. We know it. We know we have the players, right? And then you get into June. You get in a little slide, right, in June. Then the All-Star break, you know as anybody, momentum. You've got to change the momentum.
Absolutely.
You're in the slide. You come out. You got your, 3 games versus the Yankees. I think 3 games versus the Giants.
3 games versus Giants.
Where are they at? They're at home.
Yes.
And you win the first game. Go into second game. It was that moment when they had the lead versus the Yankees in game 2 where you almost felt you.
The National Weather Service in Tallahassee has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Central Bay County in Florida until 5:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 4:35 p.m. Central Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from 8 miles north of Lynn Haven to 6 miles east of Callaway, moving southwest at 10 miles per hour. Hazard, 60 miles per hour wind gusts and penny-size hail. Source, radar indicated. Intact, expects damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include Panama City, Lynn Haven, Callaway, Springfield, Hill Park, Tyndall Air Force Base, Parker, St. Andrews State Park, Southport, Cedar Grove, Drago Park, Beacon Beach, College Station, Bayou George, Kent Flowers, Biltmore Beach, Brandonville, Millville, Vicksburg, and the Jet. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Repeating, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued until 5:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following county: Bay, Florida.
And then,
absolutely horrible.
So,
Giants are 3.5 games out of the wild card.
So their potential, more potential than the Braves.
Yeah, they are a playoff push team.
And then we're 2 games behind the Marlins, and then the Mets are gaining on the Phillies a little bit. They're a half game back, but no, I feel like that was I don't want to say it's a must win. You hate to say it's a must win because you have 162 games, but these are home games, and it's good that they got that first game versus the Giants. So I would feel differently if you swept the Giants. And then you go on the road, right?
Yeah, you'll be on the road. Rangers 3 games, then Royals 3 games.
Yeah, so not too far away, but I just hated that second game, and I don't know if you know this, but I'm a Yankees hater. So
that's okay.
That hurts.
Plenty of Yankees haters out there. I'm not a Yankees lover or a hater. I'll cheer against them most of the time they're in the World Series, so I guess I would fall on the Yankee hate category.
It didn't matter if it was Arizona or the Marlins or whoever it was. I was like, come on, please beat them.
Just not the Yankees.
Satisfaction of them, seeing them lose.
I think the only time I actually want to see the Yankees win is when they're playing the Red Sox.
Oh, God. Red Sox.
That's a tough one for me, though, on figuring out who do I want to see lose more? Yankees? Red Sox? That's a tough one for me because I just don't care for either of those teams at all.
So, I don't know if you know this. I went in May. I went up to Boston.
Did you make it to Fenway?
I did make it to Fenway.
That's one of the places I do want to go, though.
And it's funny because I didn't see the shirts when I was walking in, but when I was leaving the game, there was all these T-shirt tables, and it was like Yankees suck forever, and and there were some bad words on some of them. I took pictures, and they were funny though, very creative.
Like
on their
inside
hatred.
The stadium, or were these
outside.
Like the guys that were selling to you outside while you walked, to your parking lot and whatnot?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So not exactly approved merchandise.
No.
Okay.
But it was one of them was Yankees suck forever, and there were some vulgar ones too, and they all just made me laugh, and I had to take pictures.
Oh, I could see that one going over well at Yankee Stadium. Just watching those two. That is a game though I always like to watch. Is the Yankees Red Sox, just because of that storied rivalry. Even though I hate seeing both teams win, I do have to watch somebody win that game. But you usually get to see some good baseball, which is what I am here for.
So the irony was the game I was there for was they were playing the Mets.
The Mets fans were out there just like gobbling that up. Like, oh man, I can wear this next time I go to Yankee Stadium with my cousin. I'm going to sit there with the bleacher creatures, totally wear this one. I can see that. That's actually a good move because the Mets fans are walking through there going, agree. Because they don't like each other either. No, they don't. It's always kind of funny, seeing sports teams and seeing sport team fandoms come together in bed sometimes with each other on teams you just don't really think about. But they do have a common cause, and that common cause is usually a common enemy.
Oh, God. The worst video I ever saw was the Packers fan and a Vikings fan were going up to a Bears fan from behind. Did you ever see that one?
Didn't catch that one.
Yeah. They were running up to him to go harass the Bears fan, and they tapped him on the shoulder to harass him, and he turned around and it was a Down syndrome kid. And they were like... you can see like a deflatedness out of them. They were like, hey, man. And then the Down syndrome kid's like, hey,
Jersey.
And he's like, you want a hug, or something like that, And the Packers and Vikings fan were like, Yeah, sure. We'll hug you.
Great jersey, bro. We love the NFC North too, man. Glad to see you're here with the community. Yeah, I can see how that one reads and totally plays out. Coming up next, we'll go over some of the news and notes that we messed up at the top end of the show. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. This is the Afternoon Underdogs coming to you live from the CBC Construction Studios.
Call or text in now on the Red 70s studio line. 850-215-6290. ESPN Northwest Florida. The Afternoon Underdogs.
And it was Comeback Player of the Year. And the list was like two other guys. Mario Lemieux coming back from cancer. And Darryl Strawberry coming back from his crack habit. And of course they hand it to Darryl Strawberry coming back from his crack addict.
Have you ever come back from crack? You know how hard that is. That is not.
I haven't lately.
4 to 6 weekdays. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Tuesday afternoon. The rest of the day, a possibility of thunderstorms and light sprinkles in 93 with a gentle breeze around 10 miles per hour coming out of the west. For tonight, very light rain and possible thunderstorms and a low near 81. Tomorrow, definite thunderstorms and moderate rain and a high around 90. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Looking for dependable civil construction in the Florida Panhandle? CBC Construction has you covered. From land clearing and drainage to roads and underground utilities, CBC delivers high-quality work on time and on budget. Locally owned and operated, CBC is trusted by schools, developers, and municipalities. To learn more, call CBC Construction 850-740-3815 or visit cbcconstruction.com. That's cbcconstruction.com.
Signworks, a business serving businesses since 1985. Everything from signs and banners, vehicles and boats, magnetic and real estate signs, contractor signs, and much more. Signworks can do large format, full color printing too. Signworks, a real professional in the business world. Call Signworks at 785-8899. Signworks, 850-785-8899.
The 2025 Atlanta Braves are battle-tested, and every game this summer is a chance to get back in the fight.
Punch out towards third. Backhanded and fouled around by Riley. Long throw. Oh! What a play by Riley.
Tonight, it's Atlanta Braves baseball, live from Truist Park in Atlanta, as the Braves square up against Matt Chapman and the San Francisco Giants.
Braves pregame 6 o'clock, first pitch 6:15. Your home for the Braves on the Gulf Coast, ESPN Northwest Florida.
You found us inside the CBC Construction Studios. Now back to the Afternoon Underdogs,
This 53-man roster is stupid.
where it's halftime all the time.
Raise the rosters, you cheapskate owners, and get that done now.
The Afternoon Underdogs.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
You are tuned in to the Afternoon Underdogs. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is where your radio dial landed. You are listening to the CBC Construction Studios. Visit their website, cbcconstruction.com. You can call us. You can text us on the Red 7Ts phone line, 850-215-6290. We are streaming on Facebook. We are streaming on Twitch and YouTube. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to keep up with everything that is going on here. ESPN 104.3 Northwest Florida. Download the app. Take us with you everywhere you go. And the next time that you walk in to Golf Plus, make sure that you say Inside Drive, because when you walk into Golf Plus and you say Inside Drive, that will give you an automatic 20% off all shoes and hats that are in stock. This will be going on from today all the way through July 26th. So make sure to visit Golf Plus and make sure to get your 20% off. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the applause, ladies and gentlemen. All right, going over to the Facebook feed, we are seeing Nancy Gregory saying, howdy, James. Chef Ross coming in with Let's Go Brewers, and Jack Patterson wishing everybody a good afternoon, and a good afternoon to all of our listeners out there catching us on, well, either the radio or Facebook or Twitch or YouTube. Thank you guys so much.
All our listeners. Jack Patterson came and gave me a jump start today. And I got here just in the nick of time. Thanks, Jack.
Big thanks to Jack for making sure that the show must go on. Big old props, Jack. Thank you, Jack. And Jack Patterson always doing great work around here with us here at 104.3 and with his wrestling venues that he does from time to time. You know, Wrestling for Cancer, big thing that he does, great thing that he does for the community. So some more news and notes. Micah Parsons has reported to camp, though there is still no deal between him and the Cowboys. How come the Cowboys don't have money? They got cap room to sign him, but apparently Jerry Jones just doesn't have money to want to give to the guy.
So he got interviewed this week, Jones, and they asked him and said, hey, have you ever thought about relinquishing the general manager duties? And he goes, yeah, I thought about it. And said, well, how long did you think about it? It was a few seconds.
Oh, I'm surprised he even gave it a few seconds. That is like an infinite amount more time that I thought he'd think about it. I thought he'd hear that question, and as soon as like the beginning of that question starts, he already has no, lined up and ready to be fired right out of his mouth, because he is the Cowboys. Let's face it. He is the Cowboys.
Sadly.
He's the GM. He's the controller. He is the merchandiser. He is the marketer. If he could be, he'd be the quarterback.
I think it's bigger than maybe Al Davis was for quite a few years.
I think so. I think every once in a while, Al Davis would actually listen to some of the people in the room when it came to some decisions being made. Yeah. I don't think Jerry hears anything but himself.
Voices in his head.
He hears himself, though, man. Jerry totally is listening.
So you know
to
what
himself.
This is this year, right?
For what?
30 years since the Cowboys Super Bowl in 95.
Yeah, it's...
Was it 90? Yeah, 95 season, 96 Super Bowl, I think.
Yeah, it was the last... 95 was the last good playoff push for them.
Yeah.
They've been pretty, irrelevant since then. I mean, such great history of teams like the Saints and the Carolina Panthers have been to the Super Bowl since.
So how about this? Name the coach.
Right now for who?
No, for the Cowboys' last Super Bowl win.
Last Super Bowl win? Jimmy. Was it Jimmy?
Barry Switzer.
Barry
Switzer.
It was after. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
He won that one, and he's listed as one of the worst coaches to ever win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I can see that.
And even
though
he had all that success at Oklahoma Sooners, he's still listed as one of the worst.
That I could also see Mike McCarthy being on that list of not the best coaches to win.
Really? Huh.
Mike McCarthy.
I wonder if he's in top 5 of that.
Yeah, Mike McCarthy, good coach. I mean, to get to the Super Bowl, win the Super Bowl, you've got to be pseudo-okay at the job. But, I mean, there's still guys that have been way better at coaching than others that have won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think the media kind of plays a little bit of a role about how we feel about people, because there was one.
Absolutely.
Hank Stram was the coach of the Chiefs in Super Bowl
4 or 5, whatever that was.
4 or 5. I think it might have been 4. And he ended up coaching the Saints, and he was not good at the Saints.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it can be the situation you're in, too.
Well, yeah. I mean, he had Lynn Dawson as a quarterback at the Chiefs, and they just kind of just did everything that they could to beat the Vikings, who had one of the best defensive years in the history of sports, period. Yeah, sad. Anyway.
All right. Some baseball news. Kansas City Royals having to make a move due to some injured people, and they are bringing Rich Hill to pitch against the Cubs. That is 45-year-old Rich Hill to pitch against the Chicago Cubs.
So you're saying you have a chance?
I'm saying they've got a chance, man.
No, you have a chance to go out and pitch.
I am saying, me? Oh, yeah. I mean, I could probably go
I don't
out.
know how old you are, but this guy's 45.
I'm younger than Rich, man. So I got.
There you go.
I can get that. I can get that old career started again and get the fastball going again. Never really had a good fastball.
No.
Or curveball. Or a slider. But I played third base and outfield for a reason. It's because I didn't throw the ball accurately, but I could throw it really far.
Yeah.
So, hey, I didn't need to pitch. I was out there.
What place are the Royals in?
The Royals are, I do believe, hanging in
Because the White Sox are last, right?
White Sox are dead last.
Yeah.
We don't got to worry
about that.
And
then the Tigers and the Guardians are 1-2.
Tigers, Guardians 1-2. The Royals currently sitting in at 49-52. That is good enough for third place in the Central. 11 games behind the Tigers. Not shocked by that.
Yeah.
A better example, we'll be looking at the wild card where they are still 49-52, but 4.5 games.
Oh my God!
Behind the Red Sox.
Loser is 4.5 games behind out of the playoffs. That's not.
Yep.
That's not bad.
That's not a bad spot to be sitting in.
But a 45-year-old is not going to get you there.
I mean, it's one of those, you can put him out there. I'm assuming it's going to be used more of like a bullpen start where you're just going to try to squeeze 3 or 4 innings out of him.
Yeah.
Because it's not, I don't see him going 8-9 innings. Rich Hill, I couldn't tell you the last time he probably went 8-9 innings. It was probably he was with the Cubs maybe about 10 years ago.
So is it Ohtani is pitching?
Ohtani has gone back. Yeah. He has had 3 starts now. I don't think any of them have gone over 2 innings yet.
But he was pitching, and then in the same game he hit a home run to win the game.
Yeah, I don't like the new Ohtani rule. Too weird for me, man.
What's the rule?
So basically, back in the day, you had the DH and the pitcher. Now, basically, Major League Baseball is saying, well, if the pitcher wants to go out now and be the DH, he can. Which, no, because back in the day when you did that, you just forfeited the DH spot. Yep. Which I'm fine with that. If you want Ohtani to stay in the game, fine, perfect. Put him where you want.
Yeah.
But now that pitcher is going to take over DH. Ohtani goes to wherever out in the field, left, right, whatever. And now the pitcher comes in, and now the pitcher bats. I'm sorry, that's just how it goes.
So in hockey, you can switch out players all day long?
All day long.
Okay. So it's hockey. So soccer is the only one also that where you take somebody out, you can't put it back in. So it's soccer and baseball.
Only ones I can really think of.
I don't think that there was anything else. Maybe softball. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, softball does that too.
Yeah. That's a weird rule, though, if you think about it.
Yeah, it's an Ohtani rule. The Ohtani rule, basically used to make sure that Ohtani can stay in games longer, so Major League Baseball can have more eyeballs and viewership of what's going on with Ohtani. Not a bad move by baseball. I understand what they're doing. I just
creating excitement.
Yeah, I just don't like it as a fan. You're creating rules that helps one team, one player. If that's not favoritism, I don't know what is.
Yeah. Well, there used to be hate because, goaltending, Will Chamberlain,
Yeah. Yeah, that's another rule that goaltending, man. That is a rule that just does not get enforced, I think, evenly anymore either. Same thing, NBA. NBA has a whole lot of rules I don't think are evenly enforced anymore. I mean, traveling and walking, if you're a top 10 player, you don't have to dribble. You don't. If you're not a top 10 player, they'll actually call a travel on you. They'll call a walk on you. But if I'm LeBron and I pick up the ball at the halfway court, who's going to call a foul on me? None of those referees.
It's disgusting. And the LeBron lovers, they show these clips. They post these clips and everything, and it's like, come on, man. 4 steps, 5 steps.
4 or 5 steps and a side step, and then we finally jump. No. Call it. Call it rule. Call it. It's the rules for everybody. The same. No favoritism. Come on. It's not that hard, is it? I mean, I guess it is when you're trying to make billions of dollars. I guess it can get a little difficult and weedy.
I wonder. Okay, so Chris Paul's announced that this is his last year.
This will be Chris Paul's, according to him, his last year.
Yeah, 21st year.
So it'll be his 21st year. Went back to the Clippers. I was just kind of wondering, is this like a good farewell tour for him, or do you think he's actually?
Was he there 6 or 7 years?
He was there.
It wasn't too long.
I was going to say
Blake
6
Griffin.
or 7. Yeah, he was there for a good minute.
So, I mean, that's all not even a third of his career, we'll say. I don't think it is a farewell tour. I think he just liked the front office, maybe. He didn't like the owner. Nobody liked the owner.
Well, nobody else. Yeah,
back
but
then.
we got a new owner now.
They got a new owner now, yeah. But, and then what do we have? Aaron Rodgers last year.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for LeBron to announce so he can take all the
I think LeBron will go
attention.
another 2 or 3 years.
Wow.
I just
Wow.
do. Yeah, we'll see. I might be wrong. He might, announce next week, hey guys, I'm done. I'm going to go coach now. All right, we are tuned into the Afternoon Underdogs, coming to you live from the CBC Construction Studios, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Taking your hot takes, rants, and takedowns. Let's hear it on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. Have you ever wanted to reach out and smack someone?
Sit your ass down and shut up!
Call or text the Afternoon Underdogs on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida with your rants, hot takes, picks, and takedowns.
This is unacceptable at the University of Alabama!
This to go 7 games. You've got to have a bad game at some point.
The Red 7T's studio line, 850-215-6290. ESPN Northwest Florida. Get in the game.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Tuesday afternoon. The rest of the day, a possibility of thunderstorms and light sprinkles in 93 with a gentle breeze around 10 miles per hour coming out of the west. For tonight, very light rain and possible thunderstorms and a low near 81. Tomorrow, definite thunderstorms and moderate rain and a high around 90. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Tired of boring merch and want your brand to stand out like the big names? Elevate your look with Red 7Ts. They don't just print shirts, they create bold identities. They are a veteran-owned custom apparel shop providing the kind of detail that turns heads, using high-quality digital printing and embroidery to give you that unique style you love with no minimums or cookie-cutter designs. From small business to sports teams, if you've got a vision, they'll help you wear it proudly. Visit red7ts.com.
WPLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX Lumen. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
CBC Construction is looking for a few good men. At CBC Construction, our greatest strength lies within our talented team. Join us and be a part of a dynamic company that values its people. We offer a tremendous opportunity to create a future for your family and the Florida Panhandle. CBC Construction is now hiring. Call us at 850-740-3815 or visit cbcconstruction.com to learn more. CBC Construction. Be part of a winning team.
Now, we're live and local inside the CBC Construction Studios. Karen bought 83 liters of Dr. Thunder, a suitcase full of Cheez-Its, and a drum of Crisco. Now she's crying about using the self-check at Walmart.
Maybe we should speak to a manager or something.
Just saying. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is the Afternoon Underdogs, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Coming to you live from the CBC Construction Studios. Give them a visit, cbcconstruction.com. The Red 7T's phone line is where you can call us or text us, 850-215-6290. We are streaming on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. You can find us there as ESPN Northwest Florida. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Download our app. We're on the Google Play Store. We're on the Apple App Store. ESPN Northwest Florida. Take us with you everywhere you go. And you can visit our website, espnpc.com. Beach flags are yellow, but it looks like some thunderstorms are rolling in this afternoon. So if you are out there on the beach right now, look up to the sky. Make sure you're safe before you step in the water and a big old bolt of lightning hits you right then and there. Not the way to enjoy the beach. No, not a good way to enjoy the beach. Need to be safe out there, guys. Pay attention to the weather because the weather will always weather or not. Weather. I don't know how many times I used weather right there, but I did. All right, so the Philadelphia Phillies last night had a baseball game that ended quite differently. How differently did it end? Well, the Philadelphia Phillies were taking on the Boston Red Sox. This game was in the 10th inning, and the Phillies in the 10th inning have the walk-off catcher's interference. Yes, only the second time in modern Major League Baseball history, and we start the modern clock at the year of 1900, that a Major League Baseball game has ended on a catcher's interference. So, all of our listeners out there right now, call us in, 850-215-6290. What are some odd or some exciting finishes that you can remember to sports games, or even maybe a game that you were playing as a Little League kind of guy that was an exciting ending? Call us. Let us know. So we know that last night the Phillies getting the win on the walk-off catcher's interference. And if you watch the replay of it, 100% catcher's interference. Catcher for the Red Sox, you can totally see him. He reaches out there. It was a wide fastball. You see him reach out there to go get it. Not even super far out of the zone. Like, he didn't have to dive or anything to get it, so it wasn't like he was going after it to keep it from being a pass ball. But he reaches out to go get it instead of to the side. So, when the Phillies take a swing at it, guess what? That bat clips the back of the glove, and we have catcher's interference. Everybody move up a base. And when somebody's at third base, it means you get to move up to home plate. Tough way to go, guys. So let's think of some other interesting closings to games. One that always comes up, people usually kind of remember. The University of California taking on the University of Stanford. We all remember that one. Mm-hmm. The big return. The band out on the field. Running over the tuba player for the touchdown. That one is always one that will stand out. I mean, you always see, we've seen plenty of fan interference. We've seen plenty of fans running onto the field. But the band, gotta love it, man. The band getting in the way. Another one that's a personal memory for me. I was at this game. I remember this game. I was right on the line, so I know that ball didn't go forward. And that would be the Music City Miracle.
Oh, yeah.
The Tennessee Titans coming back from the third quarter deficit to beat the Bills in the playoffs and eventually make it to the Super Bowl, where short by 1 yard. So I just worked 2 games into this. Man, I'm doing good. But that Music City Miracle, a little bit of a cold day. It was a December day in Nashville. Kind of cold out. Game wasn't feeling so great through the first 2 quarters. Titans down. Heading into the third quarter, Titans still down, but get the touchdown. Start to feel good. Titans get a nice interception in the fourth quarter, get the touchdown. Get another quick turnover, get the touchdown. Bills get the field goal to get the lead.
Wow.
Seconds left. What do you do? So the Titans come out, and the magic little Music City Miracle. Everybody goes to the left side because they kick the ball, kick it to the left, give it to Frank Wycheck, give it to the fat tight end. He can't run that fast. What does he do? Turns to the side, sees Blaine Bishop standing there on the 35-yard line with him, throws the ball over. Boom. Nothing but a wall of blockers for him to run all the way down. I just remember the whole stadium going nuts. People throwing beers up in the air, people throwing Cokes up in the air. It is just raining everything on you in the frigid cold. It was the most perfect thing for me. Oh, great game.
Probably only Titans fans remember who caught the ball. But
everybody remembers Frank threw the ball.
Yes, they do. And Mason was
Mason was out there too. He was a
wide receiver. He was a star, but that other guy was not.
Yeah, Blaine was the defensive back for the Titans. Had a good career, nothing Hall of Fame worthy, Hall of kind of very good, a Hall of very good Titan worthy. Let's put it that way. Because Titans fans will remember him. Most of the NFL won't. He did do another short stint, I want to say, with the Ravens when Mason and McNair went over that way. So
yeah,
did have a little bit of it.
McNair is obviously memorable. Some people who probably weren't living wouldn't remember him, and then of course Eddie George,
Oh yeah, Eddie. I can see Eddie for Hall of Fame. It's been so long though, so I don't see it happening now. Maybe like in a couple more years, like the Old Man's Club will nominate him.
You want a footnote on that first one with the band on the field? The quarterback at Stanford, John Elway.
Ooh, good.
And you want to know another weird fact? They were 5-5. They fell to 5-6 and could not be eligible for a bowl.
Oh, big money loss! Big money loss!
Yeah, crazy.
Stop.
Crazy,
Yeah.
And
question about that game: if he hadn't scored a touchdown, maybe the Tuba player downed him at the 1. What's the relief from what's the referee going to be able to do for him?
You call it fan interference, I guess, and you just spot the ball where it was. Fan interference, clock's at 0. You got one play, boys.
One play, you get one play from the 1. So
one play from where the guy falls and the referee says this is the spot that he stopped, but due to fan interference, you guys get a play.
They just took away a touchdown, and that next play they could get stopped, no score. So if I'm a coach, I'm going to have that Tuba player ready to go.
Coach Bone Crusher going into the band room. All right, guys, this is a big one.
Look, there's some people getting offended by you right now. The flute players are offended because you're saying that only the tuba player is making that tackle.
Yeah, I wouldn't put the clarinet player out there. She's going to get creamed.
The little piccolo.
That's a suicide mission.
Get out there with the piccolo, just start hitting
always the tuba player.
No effect on it. You can get the trombone out there, maybe,
trombone can do it. Yeah.
You can go out and just get them, get them a nice, clip them.
Depends how you recruit it, really. Yeah.
All right, boys. Now, we know we got NIL deals, and we'll give the band an NIL deal as long as they can perform in the final minutes. All right, so let's get on some other ones that I can remember. Another one that is an absolute heartbreak for me, being a Kentucky fan. Christian Laettner, everybody. That 3-point, that one still stings today. And guess what I get to see every single March?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the replay.
I get to see a replay of that every single year. I love my misery. It's such a great feeling because every year I know it's coming. And every year I see it. And every year I'm disappointed. But that is life.
And the crazy part is that is a very memorable one. But again, the media replaying it keeps it fresh in everybody's mind. But to me, because I was at that time I was graduating high school and everything, there was 2 other basketball games that were extremely memorable, and it was the same teams playing each other. And in 1990, UNLV went and played Duke in the Final Four and absolutely slaughtered them. And then in the next year, and that was was that in title game? I think it might have been a title game. But anyway, yeah, it was a title game. So then the next year, Duke got their first title, and they beat UNLV in the Final Four. And those games were, memorable because, you had Laettner, you had Hurley, you had Hill, you had Thomas Grant. Yeah, anyway, you had all these players for Duke. And if you look at the UNLV roster, you're like, wow, they had stars too. It's crazy.
Yeah, and you just don't see a whole lot of stars conglomerating to one team anymore either.
Yeah, there's a few times with Kentucky.
They've had a couple of them.
Yeah.
I mean, and Kentucky had a couple of them, but, wear banner.
Yeah.
Banner. No banner. Wear banner.
Now,
banner.
Is it Calipari who went to Kentucky to Arkansas?
Yeah, Calipari.
Yeah. And he just retired.
Did he?
No, well, he didn't retire. I'm sorry. He took a different role, I think, at Arkansas.
Yeah.
So he's not going to coach.
Okay.
I think that's the situation. Pretty sure.
I mean, it's one of those. I don't blame him. He's been there, done that. He's got the trophies and the awards.
Just got to Arkansas.
He did, but you know what? He's got his money. He's got plenty of money. He already had plenty of money before he left for Arkansas.
Yeah.
So I mean that wasn't the issue. So I mean, I don't blame him. It's just like, hey guys, I'm going to step back for a minute.
It's a letdown to Arkansas, and the way that all their sports goes is. But those people they're diehards. I mean, they control that whole state. They're the flagship school.
Oh yeah, they're diehards. They just don't, I think, have the same kind of backing or history that Kentucky had. And so I think if Calipari was thinking, oh, I can go there and replicate this, you can't. It's a totally different thing. If you go up to people in Arkansas, you go up to Arkansas Razorback fans directly in Arkansas, and you ask them, what's more important, the football team or the basketball team?
Yeah, you're right.
80% of them are going to say the football team. But if you go to Kentucky and you ask that same question, the football team or the basketball team, 95% of them are going to say the basketball team.
Yeah. So as far as like states like just being all about basketball, I always think of Indiana.
Yep.
North Carolina.
Yep.
And I almost want to say Kentucky would be the third biggest basketball state.
Yeah, those hoops are big in those states.
It's huge.
Like, I mean,
and look, I'm not saying anything bad about Wildcat fans, okay? But every football season, they do get their hopes up. And they will start up 3-0, 4-0, sometimes even 5-0.
They can go 5-0. They can even get to 6-0.
Then they hit that schedule, or they go on the road, and it's like a reality check. And they're like, okay. And then they take like a second or third loss, and they're like, okay, when's the basketball season start? It's in November? Okay, we're ready for November 2nd or whatever date it is.
Yeah, once you get to Game 6, because by the time you get to Game 6, you're in November. Football season's basically done. It doesn't matter if they've even gone 6-0. People are ready for the basketball season.
One miserable team that they really, Florida's had their number for just too long.
Oh, Florida has had their number
over Kentucky.
For a hot minute. Oh, yeah, in football for a hot minute. Basketball, they did, there was a good run in there for a little while where Florida had the better basketball team back
08, 09.
When Donovan was coaching, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Those were always fun to watch, though. Kentucky and Florida, those were good games.
So recently, Joaquin Noah talked about recruiting and how he picked Gainesville.
How did he end up with that? How much side cash was?
No, it wasn't about the money. He didn't talk about that. It might have been money.
That was back in the day when you couldn't. But I mean, you're at a period now where you can talk about it.
They had Al Horford. That was a good team. They won back to back. The Gators did.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, no, he went to Gainesville. They did the whole basketball thing, and then he went over and he was watching the Florida student body like party and get drunk and do funnels and do all this partying stuff. And then he kind of like his eyes like lit up and he was like, this is where I want to be. He was into the partying.
This is the answer. Where have you been my whole life?
No strippers. Oh.
What? No.
Because that was Louisville that had the whole strippers thing.
That was the Louisville thing. Yep, I remember that. Good old... that was when Pitino was there, but that was not the final straw for Pitino.
No, it wasn't.
That was a Pitino thing, and now that we know Pitino, I'm not shocked by that revelation at all. Sounds like something he might have had a offhand in organizing. All right, more of these. Let's see. Here's one that probably everybody remembers: the Immaculate Reception. Mm-hmm. Franco Harris, the Steelers against the Cowboys, made it to the Super Bowl because of that catch. Nice cold day in the 70s.
And the Raiders were like the team in waiting. They felt like they had all the stars to win it. And they felt like, Al Davis felt like, it was getting stole from him. And there actually is a rule in the book that says that two players cannot touch the ball at the same time because they're saying that the wide receiver and the defensive back, hit the ball at the same time, and that's what deflected it back to Franco Harris. And it was actually, there's a rule in the book that says you can't do that. That is down right there. And
totally missed call. No replays back then.
no replays back then, and that plays emblazoned in our brain. There was another play that victimized the Raiders to get in the Super Bowl. The Dolphins had a thing called a Holy Roller. No, that was a different one. Oh, Sea of Hands. And it's a bunch of hands going up.
That just all went up.
And all went up, and then the ball went right through all the hands, and then the Dolphins got caught in the end zone to game-winning touchdown. And then there was Holy Roller. That was a fumble into the end zone. I mean, the Raiders, they won that one Super Bowl in the 70s, but they were the team in waiting. They had so much talent. They should have won more, and the Steelers get 4. And,
we got a lot of teams that we can look at and do that kind of with, that we look at these teams like, oh man, that was a great team. And then we look at them 8-10 years later going, wow, they got one out of that. What?
I know.
Like the Braves in the 90s. One.
There's 2 in football. One of them's the 85 Bears. They should have won a second Super Bowl with all that talent.
Absolutely. I think McMahon was the big downside on that.
And then the
lack of the quarterback.
And then the Seahawks, when they beat Peyton Manning and the Broncos, you thought, oh, this team's defense, they're gonna win another Super Bowl. And then they just went one more time and lost to the Patriots, and that was it.
Yep.
Never again.
That was the was that the Marshawn? They didn't give the ball to Marshawn on the one. That's what that was.
Yep.
That was that's another one that I didn't get that one on the list, but that one probably could have made the list.
Heartbreaking.
Another one. Let's go into some baseball now. Just give you the name. I bet you can replay in your head the name. Bill Buckner. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Red Sox fans remember. Mets fans rejoice, and Cubs fans go, yeah, he used to play for us.
Game 6.
Yep.
Wasn't Game 7.
Nope, was not Game 7.
Yeah, but they felt like the momentum had changed, and they felt good about going into Game 7, and it was almost like the Red Sox are deflated.
No, they thought they were
going to close it out in Game 6, and it was over with.
Yeah, it was going to be overdone with. They were not expecting a Game 7. They were already checked out. They were already checking ring sizes at that point.
Yeah, they were.
And it was not good. So the video that you see of the ball rolling between Buckner's legs from the third base side. So
not third, first.
Yeah, that guy, he was on the first base side, but the cameraman was over on the third base side, on the monster recording. And the reason that the cameraman stuck with Buckner after the play and didn't follow the ball into right field was because a rat ran up his pant leg. So he just left the camera sitting on Bill Buckner while he was fighting this rat and the green monster.
Nice.
Yeah, cameramen, I never really thought about that. Cameramen do kind of dictate what you think of certain things, like Steve Bartman going back to him, and Moises Alou. And Moises Alou's like hitting his glove and being like, how you going to let this happen,
Yeah.
And, we think about things differently because of the cameraman.
And that's another one. We can go with that one. 2003, the Cubs, Marlins. Now, this wasn't the 9th inning, but this was the 8th inning with the Cubs having a lead. That could have been the second out of that inning.
Yeah.
Instead, the Marlins get 6 runs.
Yeah, it was a waterfall of just everything after that just went.
Yeah, everything just cascaded down. And again, that was Game 6, not Game 7.
Mm-hmm. So how did you feel about that game? Because I know you're watching it probably.
I felt awful for Bartman because.
But as a fan, because you were like, this is our year.
It was. It was a total disappointment. It was a great year. It was a year to make the World Series. I don't know about win the World Series.
Yeah, because the Yankees.
Because that Yankees team was just dominant. But you also got to realize the Marlins won that World Series.
They did, but I don't think the Cubs would have won that one.
I don't think so.
But so it's almost like, you're like, well, at least we lost and didn't get disappointed in the World Series.
But for me, with Bartman, go watch that replay. Mm-hmm. Everybody's going to single him out.
Yeah.
Name me the other 12 people that were around him that also had hands out and gloves out and that were reaching.
Yeah.
It's like he wasn't the only one that stood up out of that crowd of people and reached for the ball.
So they gave him a World Series ring?
They did.
Finally? That's crazy.
They did. He's still not gone back to a Cubs game, and I don't blame him. The reaction that he got from people was just awful. And it's a game. It's a game that means a lot to a lot of people. I get it. I'm a fan. I'm a fanatic as well. But it's it's not the end of my life.
No.
It's not even the end of my day. It's a game. I want to be entertained by the game. And that game, because of that, had lots of entertainment, lots of drama, the whole reasons that we turn into these things. But it was, Cubs fans needed to do better with that. The Cubs themselves, as an organization, needed to do better than what they did. They needed to, like, immediately after the game have more statements in, hey, it's not the fan's fault. Don't reveal his name, don't do any of that. It is not that fan's fault that was sitting out there.
They're throwing stuff at him.
Many other people were reaching out for it. It is a bad situation, guys. Deal with it. The Cubs needed to have a little bit more saying than what they did, because it is their fan. And if maybe they would have thrown a little more support behind them, still would have been, a big fan of the Cubs. But because of basically their lack of inaction, mostly because I think of the shell shock of losing the game, the Cubs just did not look good with that. Another one coming to us from the 1988 World Series. Kirk Gibson. Yeah, fist bump, fist bump, fist bump. Guy could barely walk, but guy got a home run and then circled the bags. That is another one that when you're watching the World Series every single year, what do you see? You see Kirk Gibson in the fist pump going around second base.
That's another moment where I think the cameraman kind of adds to the whole, memory of the whole event.
Let's see. Other ones that I can come up with right now. 1993. Let's go to the Final Four. University of Michigan. The greatest 5 basketball players to ever play together. What do you do when you get the ball on your own end and the time's running out? You grab it and you call a timeout.
But he was trapped against the sidelines.
But he was trapped against the sidelines. You got the ball. Time's running out. If you want to have any chance at setting up a play to get a score, to get the lead, you call the timeout. But what happens when you call a timeout and you don't have any?
Yeah.
That's a T. So
technical.
That one. Ooh.
And then North Carolina gets the ball and then leads out the clock and it's done.
Yeah, you get 2 free shots.
I don't remember if Jamal Mashburn was there yet.
That one I do not remember.
I think it was like a year later.
That was Chris Webber. That
yeah, but right? I'm saying the UNC. UNC didn't. Because I'm sorry, not UNC. That was Kentucky. Jamal Mashburn was Kentucky. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Wow, but UNC did have a good team. UNC
in
their own right,
a good team.
That year they had a really great team, but that Michigan team, yeah. And you know what? Their seed, they were like 8.
They were not 7? High rated. I do remember that.
At the most, it was a 6, but it might have been an 8 or a 7. Yeah, they were not supposed to be there, but they were so talented.
All right, got one more for us just because I think this one is sports related, but not team sports related. And it was the end to this match. Mike Tyson taking on Evander Holyfield's ear. Oh, yes, everybody remembers the bite heard round the world. All right, guys, we will get we'll call that finished for right now. We might visit that again in the future because that was kind of fun.
There's lots of them.
When we get back, let us rank the 8 NFL divisions. Let's see how they stand. This is the Afternoon Underdogs coming to you live from the CBC Construction Studios, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
The Red 70s studio line is now open. 850-215-6290. ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
This is our historic show.
This show will go down in history. He really wants me there.
Yeah, he has a film.
Yeah, I'm just curious. Do y'all just let anybody just call on the show, any fool?
When has somebody telling you not to show up ever stopped you from showing?
There you go.
that...
Weekday morning 7 to 9. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Tuesday's weather. Tonight there will be a light breeze out of the west, a mixture of some clouds and a chance of thunderstorms, and 80. A chance of thunderstorms and some sun tomorrow morning, the same at 89. In the afternoon and evening, definite thunderstorms and moderate rain and a high of 90. About the same at 85 Thursday, and we'll have very light rain and definite thunderstorms. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Take your next adventure in an award-winning Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Discover the new Kia. We invite you to stop by Bill Bird Kia and test drive the new 2025 Kia. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. The 2025 Kia SUV family has movement that inspires. Drive away today in a new 2025 Kia Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, or Telluride. Fuel the thrill and command the road in the luxury of a 2025 Kia K5 sedan from Bill Bird Kia. Performance, power, and design built for you. Spark inspiration in the all-electric 2025 EV9. It's a modern masterpiece, fast charging, rugged, and roomy. Bill Bird Kia is the original home for the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or anytime at BillBirdKia.PanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust. Your local community dealer is Bill Bird Kia.
Now, we're live and local inside the CBC Construction Studios. You want a big-time sports show? Tune in for the Afternoon Underdogs.
We're live and local here.
Weekdays from 4 till 6.
We need one more SEC team in there to shake things up.
The Afternoon Underdogs are on the air. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is the Afternoon Underdogs, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, coming to you live from the CBC Construction Studios. Visit their website, cbcconstruction.com. The Red 70s phone line is how you can get a hold of us. 850-215-6290 is the number for reaching us here at the studios. You can stream us on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Download the app. Take us with you everywhere you go. And I can hear the pitter-patter of raindrops on the roof of the studio here right now. So be tuned into ESPN Northwest Florida for the most accurate weather forecast and to keep you up to date on weather updates as they happen. Joanna will keep us all informed. This weather update was sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, Ellis Agency Insurance, and Earthworks of Northwest Florida. And it is raining out there right now, guys. I can hear it coming down on the roof. Not sure if you guys can pick it up through the microphones or not, but it's a coming down. Drizzle, 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 making me tired. Making me nappy. You guys take care of the show. Wake me up when we're done. All right, so let's discuss the 8 NFL divisions and how we think they will rank by the end of the season. So let's just go from worst to first, so we can build that one up. I will make my selection for the worst division in the NFL right now, and it's a tough one. It's tough in the sense of I don't know if it's the AFC or the NFC, but it is the South.
Yeah, it's the South.
Without doubt, it is the South. I mean, I guess I am going to go with the AFC South. Because if I look at the AFC South, I got 4 teams down there that I just see none of them doing great. I see one of them getting into the playoffs because, well, one of them has to be in the playoffs. If I look at the NFC South, I can kind of see the Falcons being okay. I can kind of see the Bucks being okay.
And then
I don't believe in the Saints at all. You got to have a quarterback, and you don't have one. Yeah. You don't even really got a backup quarterback down there. And then you got the Carolina Panthers, who are, I don't even know what they're doing. But we got those 2 teams. So I will go AFC South, 8th place, and I will go NFC South, 7th.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm going to totally agree. I mean, Jacksonville and Tennessee, they've been living in misery. They have a few players here and there, actually exciting players. I mean, because who was it? Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter there
is now with the Titans.
No, Jags.
I'm sorry, Jags. And you know who's also there is Travis Etienne.
Yeah.
Who was Gator and then a Bulldog for 1 year, right?
Yep, and then went on to Jacksonville.
And he's a little brother to Etienne, who was at Clemson, and he's special. But you know, to be honest with you, you have to have a whole team. You can't just have these electric players. I think they're going to be improved. Jacksonville's going to be improved. Possibly the Titans will be improved. They're playing last place schedule. A last place.
You get a last place.
Yeah, it is last place schedule.
You got deadly. Yeah, you were fourth in the AFC South.
And for some reason, the last 2 years, the Colts fans are in disillusionment that they can win the division, and they keep talking trash. And usually, it's a weird thing because it's usually the Titans, and it's like you do realize the Texans are now the team now.
Oh, the Texans are the team.
They are the team
right now.
And then C.J. Stroud, you know, is he a top 10 quarterback? That's debatable. You know. People are high on him, but I don't know. It's debatable.
He had a
down year.
He had a pretty good first year.
Yeah, and then second year.
He had the sophomore slump that was not good. I'm not willing to give up on him yet. I'm willing to give up on Anthony Richardson. I'm fine with saying AR was a bad pick. Let's step on from that one because I just don't see it, period.
And it's sad because I liked him. I saw flashes in college of Richardson. And then the same thing with Penix, you know? So now, okay, so the AFC South, we know the Texans are the team to beat, right?
Yep.
And exactly, I feel the same way about what you were saying about the Falcons. Hey, look, you know, 9-8, very possible. 10-7, yeah. Look at their schedule. I mean, they've got easy second place schedule in a cruddy division. If you beat the Saints twice and beat Carolina twice, you got four wins.
4 wins already.
You're looking at maybe a 10-7 season, go 11-6. Who knows? And they could steal the division from the Bucs if they at least split. They got to split. If you get swept by the Bucs, it's over with. The Bucs won the division, and you know Mayfield, Baker Mayfield, yeah, is a quarterback. So yeah, these are the two bottom teams. I think the only one that could even come into the conversation with me with this one is, and you know I hate it because I'm a Dolphins fan, is the Jets, Patriots, and Dolphins, and then, of course, the Bills are the team to beat. And that's maybe the third worst division, in my opinion.
I can see that one.
Yeah.
All right, so might find a little bit of a difference between the two of us here. So we're down to number 6 now.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the NFC West at the 6th worst. Because, I mean...
Because Stafford's old for the Rams?
Stafford's getting older for the Rams. The Cardinals have always been the Cardinals. I think the Seahawks can be better, but is Sam Darnold going to be the same Sam Darnold that we saw?
And who was the quarterback that left the Seahawks? Geno Smith?
Yeah,
Geno Smith's gone.
Geno Smith's gone. I mean, that's...
But the 49ers, they win on defense.
49ers are the team that are still in the West that I have the... It's either going to be I think it's going to be the Rams or the 49ers, and I sit higher on the 49ers than I do the Rams right now.
So you're totally, I don't want to say dissing the Seahawks, but you're not really considering
I'm not putting them high up, no.
Did they win? I think they won 10-7 last year.
Yeah, they did. They did.
I don't know,
so you're going to have a tougher schedule now because
second place schedule. Yeah. So you'd be playing. It's crazy when I think about all the other teams that are second place: Washington, Atlanta, and the Vikings.
Yeah, that's a good schedule right there.
It's not great.
Not great. Not bad.
Yeah. So. I don't know. I got the Bills at the number 6 spot. That the AFC East is my 6.
I could see that one too.
Yeah, I'll agree with you though. I'll put 5. I'll put the NFC West for sure.
Yeah, and for me, for 5, it's the AFC East because outside.
Okay, so we're just flipping.
Yeah, outside of Buffalo, I'm not super impressed. The Jets are the Jets. The Patriots are rebuilding, and the Dolphins will find a way to dolphin.
So Drake May. Man, some people are really talking up this guy, and I just don't see it. And you know, I have been wrong before. You know, people have surprised me. You know, yeah. I don't know.
I'll just point to Vrabel and his history of having quarterbacks die behind the line of scrimmage that he coaches. That's what I'll point to.
He was a defensive player, you know. Yeah, and the crazy part is, I mean, I may be wrong about Penix. You know, I think Penix has got flashes, just like Richardson, except maybe a little bit better. And you know, so
I think I
would put Penix over Drake May. What would you say?
I'd want to see Penix a little bit more often. I think Penix could be a little bit more of a mobile guy than Drake May, and we're heading into an NFL right now where the mobile quarterbacks are a little bit higher up, but I think Drake May is the better absolute passer out of the two, and you still have to be an absolute passer to be a great quarterback in this league.
Yeah. Okay. So we're up to the top four.
Up into the top four. Now let's I think we might even flip-flop on this.
I think we're probably I'm reading your mind, but maybe we're on the same page. We'll see.
For me, let's tough. Which one do I think will be better? How about Oh man, this one's hard. I can't. It's either the NFC East or the AFC West for me.
No. We're different then. Yeah, no. I'm not even considering the AFC West in there.
I'm leaning more towards the NFC East. They got the Eagles. Eagles are great. Mm-hmm. They got the Commanders. I think they're coming back into something good. But you got the Cowboys. Yeah. Womp womp. And you got the Giants. Womp 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 womp. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, you got two, I think, top tier teams there, and then you've got two teams that could play in the South. You know, and that's what you got
the minor leagues
and that's what you got in the NFC East for me. So what you thinking for four?
I was not even thinking AFC West. Now that you're talking about, you said AFC West, right?
I said NFC East for four.
East, okay, four. Okay, so the only one I was really even considering with the NFC East was actually the AFC North. Even though I'm huge on the Ravens, I think that the Browns are the Browns. I think that the Bengals are not going to the playoffs.
No.
And then the Steelers are, again, 9-8, 8-9. You know, it's Tomlin. He's forever at that spot of 8 wins or 8 losses or whatever. And I just don't see it. So that's who I'm considering being the team with the NFC East.
Okay.
And the Giants are horrible. Out of all 8 of these teams we're kind of looking at, the Giants are horrible.
Giants are awful.
So then you have to ask yourself, okay, Eagles over Ravens by a slim margin. So then you're looking at Washington is above someone else. So I'm gonna go AFC North with number 4.
All right, I like it. Number 3, you're kind of talking me into it, so I will go with it. I will go with AFC North. Ravens. Great. Cleveland is Cleveland. Cincinnati is going to destroy themselves by being cheap, but I'm not shocked by that. And the Steelers are a 8-9 Super Bowl team.
Oh my God.
I mean, not really Super Bowl team, but they will be 8-9 and or 9-8. It is the Tomlin way. He will save his job. He will continue on for another season. I know the Steelers like to not rock the boat. I know the Steelers don't like making big changes, but sometimes you just need a new voice in that locker room.
Yeah. I'm not a Tomlin hater.
No, I think Tomlin has done a great job. We can discuss at the end of the day if he is a Hall of Fame caliber coach.
Yeah.
Because early in his career, absolutely. Has it tapered off a little bit? Yeah. Is that him or the front office? I don't know, because when he came in, he had a great quarterback in Ben. Mm-hmm. And they've not really been able to replace that. But replacing your franchise quarterback's not the easiest thing. Let's go ask the Titans.
I was going to say Saints. I mean, you trust in Breeze for more than a decade. Ben Roethlisberger, same deal. Difference is that I think that Steelers are emotional front office.
Yeah.
And they take care of their people. They are loyal to their players. They really are. And let me tell you a little quick story. So that flooding near San Antonio, right?
Yes. Recently?
Recently, yeah.
Okay.
Cowboys gave $500,000. Texas gave $500,000. Would you like to guess how much the Steelers gave?
Oh, I'd guess $2 million.
$3.5 million. They're clear across the country. Your local teams are giving $500,000. You're giving $3.5 million from the Steelers. You want to talk about, like, I don't want to say being a fan favorite, but their office has always done the right thing.
Yeah.
Well, not always, but 90-something% of the time, they do the right thing by people.
And if you look at it, McNair and Jones, the owners of the Texans and the owner of the Cowboys, way, way more money than the Steelers family.
Yeah.
Because the Steelers are that family makes their money from the Steelers.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the old school owners that still own the teams, like the McClaskey.
Yeah, because the Hines family's not involved with the Steelers anymore.
No.
Yeah, they're done.
No, so, all right, let's
we're up to
move
3.
on into number 3. For me, number 3, let's go AFC West for number 3. I think we got a lot of up-and-coming teams. We got Broncos that are up-and-coming, Chargers up-and-coming. So I think those guys are up-and-coming, and, of course, the Chiefs. And then we got the Raiders.
Yeah.
So I can see you got a team that keeps on going to the Super Bowl there. You got 2 teams that are building, and the Raiders.
Now, remind me, we're down to 3. And, of course, I know we have the North and the NFC, right?
Yep, we have
the AFC West.
AFC West, I just went with.
And who's the...
We got NFC North still to go.
Wait, NFC North.
And we've eliminated the NFC West, of course. We've gone AFC East. We've done NFC South, done NFC North.
Why am I counting 2 left?
Because we're bad at math.
Maybe I placed one in the middle there and just didn't even think about what
that's all that one is. So
basically we're saying the NFC North.
NFC North to me is number 1.
Is number 1.
I think that's number 1. I think it is the best built division right now. I think it'll be the most competitive top to bottom. So I think that one.
But the weird thing is about it, when you have 15-2, 14-3, and then the Packers were in 3rd place, right? And then the Bears had a good team
for the Bears standards,
but they got buried because the top 3.
Yeah.
If I were to say the only team that'll have more wins than last year is the Bears,
I can buy that.
Yeah.
I can buy that because I think they're at the point now they can go up.
I'm going to say that, and yet I'll still say that division's number 1.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that is going to be, I think, the best division to watch in terms of interdivision games. I mean, it's always been the black and blue division, and I think it's really going to stand out that way this year because it's good teams.
So who has more to prove, Jordan Love or Justin Herbert?
I'm going to say...
Because there are those teams that are not winning playoff games, but...
I think Herbert's more on a hot seat than Love. But both of them, I think, are sitting on a little bit of a warm seat, though I don't think either team will shift them. I mean, it's a bad idea to shift either of them right now. But, I mean, Herbert, I've always thought Herbert has had more to show. And Herbert's always been he's a really great, TikTok quarterback. He's got some of these really, really awesome highlight plays.
Yeah.
And then just some of his regular plays sometimes looks lackadaisical.
Yeah. I almost want to say that the Packers are going to finish in 2nd place. And the
overall or in the division?
No, in the division. And then the Chargers will finish in 2nd place in their division.
And they could both be open for a playoff spot, too. I think so.
They're both wild cards. They're both of them. I'll count them both in.
Yeah.
As 2nd place in their wild cards. And they have tough divisions, so.
It'll be exciting.
I think the most, I don't know. Maybe I'm going to, I'm going to sound stupid here, but I think with Pete Carroll at the Raiders, they will be improved. And some people are not on board with that because they have so many question marks.
And Genty gives you a great running back.
Genty, yeah.
You know, but and Pete Carroll knows how to use those big power backs. He used Marshawn Lynch fairly well, except for that 1 yard incident in the Super Bowl where he didn't use him.
Yeah.
You know,
so Reggie Bush at USC.
Yeah. He knows how to use them running backs.
Wow.
All right, guys, when we get back, final segment of the day. That means it's our $2 bets, and we will discuss this day in history. You are listening to the Afternoon Underdogs, coming to you live from the CBC Construction Studios, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Get in the game. Call or text us now on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. Weather in the Panhandle never stops. Turn to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast.
Up to the minute weather reports all day long.
A chance of thunderstorms and moderate rain.
In-depth storm coverage.
Winter Storm Enzo.
And breaking weather as it happens.
Hurricane Helene.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
We do have a tropical storm warning.
Rely on it.
Take your next adventure in an award-winning Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Discover the new Kia. We invite you to stop by Bill Bird Kia and test drive the new 2025 Kia. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. The 2025 Kia SUV family has movement that inspires. Drive away today in a new 2025 Kia Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, or Telluride. Fuel the thrill and command the road in the luxury of a 2025 Kia K5 sedan from Bill Bird Kia. Performance, power, and design built for you. Spark inspiration in the all-electric 2025 EV9. It's a modern masterpiece, fast charging, rugged, and roomy. Bill Bird Kia is the original home for the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or anytime at BillBirdKia.PanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust. Your local community dealer is Bill Bird Kia.
The 2025 Atlanta Braves are battle-tested, and every game this summer is a chance to get back in the fight.
Punched out towards third. Backhanded and fouled around by Riley. Long throw. Oh! What a play by Riley.
Tonight, it's Atlanta Braves baseball, live from Truist Park in Atlanta, as the Braves square up against Matt Chapman and the San Francisco Giants.
Braves pregame 6 o'clock, first pitch 6:15. Your home for the Braves on the Gulf Coast, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Transmitting from the CBC Construction Studio. You're riding shotgun with the Afternoon Underdogs. We're going to need some gas money. The Afternoon Underdogs.
Fill her up, please.
At 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Afternoon Underdogs is where you are. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is how you hear us. And we are coming to you live from the CBC Construction Studios. Visit their website, cbcconstruction.com. You can call us or text us on the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. We are streaming on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Download our app and take us with you everywhere you go. ESPN Northwest Florida is the home for the Braves on the Gulf Coast. Baseball tonight. The Braves taking on the Giants live from Truist Park, 6 o'clock pregame, 6:15 first pitch. Atlanta Braves baseball on ESPN Northwest Florida is sponsored locally by Best Way Portable Buildings, Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, Mid-South Lumber, and Brock Pest Control. It is time for our $2 bets because I'm a betting man, but I am also a fairly cheap man as well. So $2. It shall be. For my opening bet, now this one I feel good about, and some of you can say I'm cheating, and I don't care. I got the Tigers to win over the Pirates. I will parlay that with a Cardinals win over the Rockies. That is a $2 bet, and if it hits, will return me a grand total $5.75. Ka-ching, big money. My next bet, how about we head on over to Chicago with the Cubs? I got the Cubs to win over the Royals. I will take the over in this game at 8.5. Cubs playing at home against the Royals. Last couple of days, the wind has been blowing in, so I'm expecting the wind to reverse directions and start blowing out, so maybe we see some more runs. I'll take Bobby Witt Jr. of the Royals to over half a hit, and I will take Pete Crow Armstrong of the Cubs at the over on the half a hit. That $2 bet, if it lands, $9 American dollars. And my last bet of the evening, going to the Braves, but I'm going to take the Giants plus 1.5 runs. I will take the under at 9.5 runs, and I will take Rafael Devers on the under at half a run. If it hits, my $2 bet will produce me 13 U.S. greenback American dollars.
How many different bets do you look at to formulate this? Because you've got like eight different things, right? Because the first one has 2, and then 3, and then 3. These are parlays. So, I mean, to look at it, I'd have to look at like 40 or 50 different bets to decide which ones I would actually individually pick.
My strategy is mostly I look at the games in which I feel the most comfortable about a win.
Gotcha.
And then I will dig a little bit deeper into after the win, and I will go through, and I like to play, hits and runs more so than home runs, because home runs are just such an oddity. But if you can hit on a home run, you can usually get pretty good odds on it.
You can bet on RBIs, which is
you can bet
weird.
on RBIs,
Wow.
you can bet on hits, you can bet on runs, you can bet on strikeouts for the starting pitcher.
Strikeouts for the starting pitcher. That's kind of neat. Now, like I told you off camera or off air that the summer league for NBA, I would not bet on that. It's such a wild card.
It's too. I don't know enough about the players and or teams, and it's a development growth league.
Development.
So I really don't. I did do some bets on those one of the days during the All-Star break.
It failed miserably.
From lack of anything else to go after, and I failed on all 3 of them, of course. And it's like I don't really like betting minor league baseball either, because it's a learning league. So I don't trust it to have the win-first mentality, because in those situations, it's not a win-first mentality. It's a learn-first mentality. And I will say that is probably not the way to teach winning.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're not teaching the guys to go out and win. I mean, there's times like you can have a guy up there in the 9th inning, and you can tell him, just get up there and launch fastballs, get this guy out so we can get the win. But because it's a stress situation, and we want to see if he can use his slider or his curveball in this situation, so get him out there throwing those curveballs in this situation. Doesn't matter what's going on the clock. Doesn't matter what's going on. We want to see those pitches.
Pensacola Wahoos are the farm team for what?
I think they're Miami now.
Oh, okay.
They've gone back and forth. They were the Twins for a little bit, and I think they are the Marlins now. So that puts most of the Marlins stuff right in this area, because they're AAA teams in Jacksonville.
Jumbo Shrimp.
The Jumbo Shrimp, or the Sun, or whatever they are now.
No, the Jumbo Shrimp.
Jumbo Shrimp still good. That's way better than the Sun.
Fort Myers has some kind of weird...
All those teams named down there always have something weird, which I kind of do appreciate, because it makes it entertaining. Let's roll on into this day in history. 1962, Gary Player of South Africa becomes the first non-resident of the United States to win the PGA Championship. 1963, sorry about that. Sonny Liston knocks out Floyd Peterson in 2 minutes, 10 seconds. Patterson, that is right. Patterson, 2 minutes, 10 seconds of the first round to retain the world heavyweight title. Liston took the title from Patterson with a first round knockout in Chicago back on September 25th, 1962. 1994, former NFL running back and broadcaster and actor O.J. Simpson pleads absolutely 100% not guilty of murder. This day, 1998, Jackie Joyner-Kersee ends her brilliant heptathlon career with a victory at the Goodwill Games. It's her fourth consecutive Goodwill title. This day, 2008, Candace Parker scores 21 points and Alicia Milton-Jones adds 19 before both are ejected after a scuffle in the final minutes as the Los Angeles Spark beat the Detroit Shock 84-81 in Auburn Hills, Michigan. The WNBA game turns ugly in the final seconds after a collision between Parker and Detroit's Palente Pearson turns into a shoving match that has players and coaches from both teams joining the soiree. And on this day, 2018, the Seattle Storm guard Sue Bird records the record of the 500th WNBA game for a player to play in. That is history, everybody. Hopefully we get to make some tonight. And I do believe the clock on the wall is telling me it is time to go. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, everybody. For LSU Jeff and Bone Crusher, I am James Fife. Keep your stick on the ice.
Keep the game going with ESPN Northwest Florida. Just because you get out of the car doesn't mean the Sports Talk and Live play-by-play have to end. Just say, hey Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida. From Michigan Avenue to the man cave, from the car to the kitchen, we've got you covered. Keep the game going. Hey Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Tuesday's weather. Tonight there will be a light breeze out of the west, a mixture of some clouds and a chance of thunderstorms, and 80. A chance of thunderstorms and some sun tomorrow morning, the same at 89. In the afternoon and evening, definite thunderstorms and moderate rain and a high of 90. About the same at 85 Thursday, and we'll have very light rain and definite thunderstorms. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, where the locals go for the best boiled seafood around. Crawfish, shrimp, red royals, and everything crabs. Watch almost every sporting event in the country on their huge outdoor jumbotron. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on weekly events, live music, and food and beer specials. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, your home away from home for sports, good times, and great food. The best boiled seafood. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, 320 West 5th Street, downtown Panama City.
When it comes to building smart and roofing right, TK Vandy's is the name you can trust. They're your go-to for general contracting, design, build solutions, and top quality roofing. From concept to completion, they deliver excellence on time and on budget. Whether it's a custom build or a complex renovation, they've got you covered. Literally. Call TK Vandy today and build something better together. TK Vandy, built with purpose, roofed with pride.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
And that's out of the ballpark.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The 2025 Atlanta Braves are battle-tested. This roster is ready to pop, and every game this summer is a chance to get back in the fight.
And the first pitch to Acuna, he swings, he drives one. Is this real life? It's a home run by Acuna. 1-0 Braves. Holy smokes!
With some incredible starting pitching and a roster loaded with stars, don't ever count this team out.
Out towards third, backhanded and fouled around by Riley. Long throw. What a play by Riley!
It's time for the Braves to get things going. Atlanta Braves baseball on the Braves Radio Network is brought to you by the original Louisiana hot sauce. Flavor favors the bold. Your local Ford dealers, proud partner of your Atlanta Braves. The Home Depot, how doers get more done. Your local Hyundai dealer, proud sponsor of the Atlanta Braves. John Foy and Associates Personal Injury Law. Get the strong arm. Arrow Exterminators, make the right call and protect your home or business from pests by calling 888-GO-ARROW. Peachtree Orthopedics, same-day evenings and Saturdays. It's time to get better. SeatGeek, the official ticket marketplace of the Atlanta Braves. Yanmar Tractors and Engines, an official partner of the Atlanta Braves grounds crew. Your Atlanta area Lexus dealer. Experience amazing. Simply Sport, the official CBD partner of your Atlanta Braves. TimberTech decking and railing. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com. City of Hope, Atlanta, making hope a reality for cancer patients throughout the Southeast. Attorney Ken Nugent. One call, that's all. Xfinity. Get one internet price for 5 years with the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Pennington Grass Seed, official partner of the Atlanta Braves grounds crew. ServPro. When disaster strikes, call ServPro to make it like it never even happened. Saya LTL Freight, the official freight and logistics company of the Atlanta Braves. Corona Extra. La Playa awaits. Georgia Power, the official electric energy partner of the Atlanta Braves. IBEW Local 613. Truist Park keeps the lights on with IBEW 613 electricians. The Battery Atlanta's own ASW Distillery, home of the award-winning Fiddler Bourbon. TYM Tractors, a winning lineup. Together as one. Tonight, it's Atlanta Braves baseball, live from Truist Park in Atlanta as the Braves square up against Matt Chapman and the San Francisco Giants. This is Atlanta Braves baseball on the Braves Radio Network, lit by Louisiana Hot Sauce.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome into Atlanta Braves baseball. Tonight from Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia. It's Game 2 in a series of 3 between the Braves and the Giants. On the mound for the Braves tonight, right-hander Davis Daniel, and he'll be opposed by right-hander Landon Roop. It's great to have you with us, alongside Joe Simpson and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick. Ben Ingram here with you. And Joe, tonight is game number 100 of the season. So counting tonight, 63 games left. That sounds like a lot more games than it really is, isn't it?
It does sound like a lot, but it's not. And as you are indicating, it's going to be tough for the Braves to really come back and try to figure out a way to get back in this race, given the limited number of games left. But let's say it starts tonight. It started last night. They got a win last night. Let's just start winning some series and see what happens.
Yeah, good call. 10.5 games back in the wild card coming into the action tonight. And last night was a really big step in the right direction because you got to see all the boxes checked. Good enough pitching. The offense was really good. And how about the night for Drake Baldwin?
It was fun to watch. And had a couple of things go his way, like having Ronald Acuna run at first base when he was up every time. That always helps. Would have been fun to see him break the record last night, but he came close, and first time in a very long time the Braves have had a rookie drive in 6 runs. He's on a real roll.
Yeah, that was great to see. In order to have another night like that, they'll have to go through a tough pitcher in Landon Roop. This guy has been really solid, maybe a name that not too many people across Major League Baseball are all that familiar with when it comes to Giants pitchers.
Last 5 games, he's got a 1.37 ERA, Ben. He's got an excellent curveball, and as we know, the Braves are not a good curveball hitting team. He did pitch well against them out in San Francisco and got a win, so we'll see what kind of adjustments the Braves hitters are going to make tonight against him.
Yeah, he's allowed just 2 home runs over his last 11 starts, and he's surrendered 2 earned runs or fewer in 13 of 19 starts, so he's been rock solid. Giants need him to be. They've dropped 6 games in a row. They lose tonight, it'll be their longest losing skid since 2022.
Yeah, last night was a horrible reflection of the team in terms of how bad you're going. You lose your 6th straight game. You make 2 errors. You misplay a ball in the outfield. They did not look good last night, and you know that's driving Bob Melvin crazy, the manager.
Braves scored 5 first-inning runs. Love to see that again tonight in the second game of this series. When we come back, Joe will introduce you to the starting lineups, and right after that, we'll have the first pitch of the game. Braves and Giants tonight on the Atlanta Braves Radio Network.
Hi there, I'm a 4-leaf clover. You know, the lucky thing you used to look for. But now, with Lucky 7 scratchers from the Georgia Lottery, nobody wants me anymore.
There's a reason nobody picks you, dude. It's 'cause I'm luckier.
Whatever, horseshoe. Shouldn't you be clomping down the street or something?
Shouldn't you be covered in weed spray?
This is my radio commercial.
But things not as lucky
They're
as
all
horseshoe.
the luck you need. Win up to $2 million with the Lucky 7 scratchers from the Georgia Lottery.
Welcome to Dugout Radio, the undisputed home of Boomtown Baseball.
The Wi-Fi is booming with Xfinity, baby. Our next caller is...
Stacy, how do you stay locked in on every pitch and play?
We stream it all live on Xfinity Internet with low lag, 99.99% network reliability, and speeds faster than a base runner beating the throw to home plate.
I stream on my TV, tablets, even my smart fridge.
Smart fridge?
With all those games, we gotta refuel.
Stream live baseball with Wi-Fi built for the biggest moments. Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary, not guaranteed.
The original Louisiana brand hot sauce. It's the perfect balance of peppers, vinegar, and the salty tears of Mets fans. That's Louisiana Hot. Buy you some.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linden. Call 850-320-8388.
Take your next adventure in an award-winning Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Discover the new Kia. We invite you to stop by Bill Bird Kia and test drive the new 2025 Kia. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. The 2025 Kia SUV family has movement that inspires. Drive away today in a new 2025 Kia Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, or Telluride. Fuel the thrill and command the road in the luxury of a 2025 Kia K5 sedan from Bill Bird Kia. Performance, power, and design built for you. Spark inspiration in the all-electric 2025 EV9. It's a modern masterpiece, fast charging, rugged, and roomy. Bill Bird Kia is the original home for the 20-year, 200,000